Hello and welcome to our special on AnewZ. My name is Anastasiya Lavrina and now I'm joined by a very distinguished guest, Ms. Ugochi Daniels, who is a Deputy Director General for Operations at the International Organization for Migration. Warm welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Anastasiya.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to have a chance to speak with you, and welcome to Baku. So WUF13 marks exact midpoint review of the UN's new urban agenda, and its primary outcome, the Baku call to action, will directly shape the UN Secretary General's global report. The question is, what is the number one operational priority that IOM wants to see embedded in this Baku call to action?
So it's very important for us as IOM that the call to action recognizes that migration is increasingly urban. When people are displaced, they move to towns, they move to cities. So it's not possible to effectively do urban planning or plan for cities if you're not thinking about migrants and the fact that you will have people coming into the city either due to the impact of conflict or due to the impact of climate. And we don't want them to think of these people that are just coming to be a burden. They bring far more to the city, whether it's with small businesses, they are workers, they're entrepreneurs. They can help the city with recovery and growth and rebuilding. So this is what we want the urban agenda to recognize.
Well, that's indeed very interesting, and probably you already know that Azerbaijan is currently implementing the Great Return Program, a massive state-led effort to rebuild the Karabakh region and resettle hundreds of thousands of former internally displaced people. From what you have seen here, what lessons do you think the rest of the world can learn from Azerbaijan's experience?
Azerbaijan's experience is really inspiring, and we heard today how the government has invested over many years in the Great Reconstruction. We've also heard about the government's commitment to build back better. We've also heard about the government's approach to building smart cities. So all of this is very commendable as IOM. We're a strong partner of the government, and we are playing a key role in supporting them with adaptation, because of course this is a region that's heavily impacted by climate. It is important to plan for scenarios as you build cities that people are going to move into cities. And we're also supporting the government as it thinks about the services that need to be available in the cities as well. So it's all about working with the government and as the government plans to think about what it means to have a city that's going to welcome migrants, that's going to have IDPs, and that it's not going to be dealing with it as a problem, but look at it in terms of long-term solutions.
I know that you have been recognized as one of the UN's heroes for your work in the crisis zones. In a field where you often have to negotiate with tough officials or military leaders, does being a woman leader bring a different perspectives or approach to the table?
Of course, I believe yes, it does, because as women, we are often the ones who know in a community when something is about to go wrong. We are often the ones who are at the heart of the rebuilding or restoring communities, and I can bring genuine voice to women, well, not just women, women and girls who are in these situations. It's part of my personal story, what I've gone through in my life, but I've also spoken to many women and girls and been a very strong advocate for them. Because at the end of the day, you can advocate and you can engage governments with data and evidence and numbers, which is very, very important. But you also have to bring the personal story, the human side, so that you're speaking to the mind and you're speaking to the heart. And as a woman, I think we do that really, really well. So I'm a very firm believer of the role I play as a woman leader advocating on these issues.
And my last question, speaking here at WUF13, you made a very strong point that housing isn't just about a roof over someone's head. It's a literal foundation of dignity and inclusion. Given that Azerbaijan is also co-chair of the United Nations Champion Countries Initiative for Migration, how can the Baku platform help global cities turn your words into actual concrete policies on the ground?
So I think it's really fantastic that the government of Azerbaijan has stepped up to be the co-chair of the countries that have come together as GCM champions of the Global Compact on Migration. And this means some really big things for not just Azerbaijan, but for the Global Compact. Because one, it means that the government of Azerbaijan firmly believes that countries must cooperate in order to manage migration, and that they want to lead in those discussions. But it's not just that. It's their credibility as a leader in this space is because of what they have demonstrated here in Azerbaijan. So they're going to bring those stories, those experiences, that impact to the global stage. And then the third thing is that it means that the government of Azerbaijan is ready to lead advocacy, lead negotiations, and move a global agenda for the country, for the region, but for the world. And as IOM, we are extremely happy that we're in a situation where we can be a partner and support the government and people of Azerbaijan as they do this.
Again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining our special program on AnewZ.
Thank you, Anastasiya. It's a pleasure.